Have you ever wondered why some top producing agents can never break the glass ceiling of 100K a month? Or maybe another question is, why can these top producers produce so much on their own pen, but they don't actually become successful agency builders? Well, in today's video, I'm gonna be answering that and going over why top producers fail at building teams and the mindset shift of going from an agent to an agency owner. If you don't know who I am, my name is Johnny Ninafan, and on this channel, we talk about hitting 100K months and then scaling from that to multiple six figures into the millions per month. And I'm growing my agency alongside you, but then also we have a coaching program internally to help life insurance agents like you grow and scale your agency. I help solo producers, right? So if you're over 50K a month, grow and scale your agency. What we're gonna be talking about in today's video is what keeps most agents stuck as solo producers under 100K a month, why most agents can never get out of the personal production hamster wheel, the mindset shift from going from a solo producer to a CEO, an actual agency owner, and becoming the leader that A players want to follow. So let's just jump right in. What keeps most agents stuck as a solo producer under 100K a month? And it's this thought process. I like to relate it to going from a hunter to a farmer. Thinking about this analogy, a hunter goes out and what they do is they eat what they kill. They go out every single day and they have to go out consistently to hunt and they go out to kill, right? Versus a farmer is not eating on a day-to-day basis based on what they kill. They're growing, they're showing up, they're watering the seed every single day. It's imagine for a second, if I were to plant one of these trees around me, or a plant, right? I'm gonna take the seed, it's gonna start as that, and I'm gonna put it in the ground and I'm gonna water it, and I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna water it, and I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna water it, and I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna water it every single day. And you're not gonna see the fruit of that day one. You're not gonna be able to eat on that on day one, day 5, day 7, day 10. But if you show up every single day and you continue to water it, you're gonna be able to eat a lot, and it's gonna continue to grow more and more. So it's the same thing, right? So instead of going out and having that instant gratification of killing today, you're reaping your harvest for tomorrow. And it's the long play. And that's why most solo producers and top agents fail, is because of this concept. It's the instant gratification today. You eat what you kill today versus eating tomorrow and having the future in mind. So every day you're trained to go and get your nut and go kill, right? But you can't do that with agents. Your identity fundamentally has to shift. And the way that you get excited and the gratification and the rewards that you get by closing, you have to transition that and get that from agents. I remember when I first went through this transition from an agent to a sales manager, is I changed my metric. Instead of making a sale a day, how can I help somebody get a result today? How can I help somebody else make a sale today? Because other people making sales is way better than you actually making the sales yourself. You're gonna stay stuck in your agency if you can't get this concept and you can't actually implement this. So change your reward system to when you see somebody else winning, you help somebody and you duplicate yourself. That is the win for the day. Yeah, you got to consistently make sales, but you have to do both, and you have to change your identity in this. That is your reward, is helping other people make the sales, but it's delayed and it is very hard, right? So farmers have to water every single day, and this is where most agents stay stuck. They can never actually get freedom. This is the reason why, because the money's nice, right? You start making $20,000 to $30,000 per month. You're the one making it. You don't have to manage. It's not relying on other people. It's solely based on you, because you're a person that takes ownership and accountability and responsibility, because you're the one that's having to pay the bills for your family. But you're not reliant on somebody else. And so you think you're him, right? You think you're that guy, but there's other levels to be able to actually have the freedom that you want. There's other devils that you have to conquer. And what it looks like here is helping somebody else that might not be as motivated as you, help them make money so that you can make the money that you want to make without having to be on the sales calendar all day, having to talk to clients all day, but being able to just train and recruit all day. So you'll never cross 100K a month consistently if you don't change this. So make the change sooner rather than later and help build agents up here. Another thing that keeps most agents stuck is neglecting your agents. A big mistake that I made was not giving the proper training and resources and structure in place. I was talking to an agency owner. He did 600 $600,000 last year, which is crazy, right? I don't know, most of you guys might not have ever hit $600,000 in a year on personal production. So I told him I'm helping him and training him and developing him. And he said, hey, by the way, he's paying for the leads. I'm gonna let them run free for the first month. And then month 2, I'm gonna kind of monitor a little bit. And then month 3, I'm gonna cut if they're not making sales. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Your money is on the line. You can't do that. You can't neglect these agents. You have to help them. So I want to share an example personally with you because I made this mistake as well. I recruited 70 agents and guess how many stuck around? One person stuck around. So you got to get this thought process out that you just have to recruit more agents and hopefully they know exactly what to do. You have to train them. You have to set expectations. These agents aren't like you, so don't expect them to work and just know exactly what they're supposed to do, because a lot of times they just don't know what they want to do. That's the first battle. The second battle is, are they actually willing and able to do it? So here's how you create a culture. Get them on Zoom and dial in front of them every single day. Role play with them daily. Listen to their sales calls. Do call reviews. Hey, stop. Okay, this is where you could have said this, or you didn't cut them off at this specific part, or you should have said this, or you should, whatever it is, and then have them role play back to you. Make sure that they're actually following the script. Like, provide the resources to them. Your thought process has to be give more upfront and you're gonna receive later. You're not gonna train them today and get paid today. You're gonna train it and train and train and train and train and develop, and then you're gonna get paid later, right? It's the delayed gratification, right? Have an end of day report. All right, this is huge. I have agents whenever they end, and by the way, it's cool because our agents just got on the phone on Thursday, and in the past 3 days have made like 1 to 2 sales. One of them made 3 sales in a day because we're actually following this. So end of day reports, their exit ticket to notify me and let me know that they're done working. They don't have to text me and say, hey, I'm done. They fill out this EOD report. So end of day report, your dials, contacts, presentations, sales, and then I ask them, like, what can I help you with? What's on your mind? How did today go from 1 to 10? Rate it. And then what can I help with for you and your future goals, right? And so every single day, this is a good check-in because typically an agent's just not going to fall off, right? It's rare for that to happen. That's a lagging indicator of that happening. There's things that before an agent churns that this type of stuff happens. You're going to start seeing 3s. You're going to start seeing 1s on like, how did your day go? And so what's nice with this EOD report, it's a way for every single day to check and monitor and make sure you understand like where they're at, right? Not just on the sales side, but then a lot of the personal problems will come into the business. So you have to make sure that you're giving them the help there. So that's really helpful. Something that we've implemented into our agency that I'd highly recommend you doing as well. Also, have high standards for your guys internally. Like, have high expectations of them, right? Standards are 300 to 500 dials per day minimum. Like, you're only here to sell. You sit and you sell. That's what you're here for. You're going to get paid $100,000, $120,000, $150,000, $200,000 this year without having to worry about lead costs, without having to worry about a CRM, without having to worry about a dialer. You can solely focus on just making sales. That's all you have to worry about. And I'm going to take the risk for you, but you have to follow through on your end as well, right? $300 to $500 per day, 5 presentations daily. Literally do whatever it takes, right? You are in this position, and this is agency owner to agent. You are in this position to make sales, to be able to help your family, to be able to make the money that you want to make. You got to find out what's making them tick and help them and support them and provide for them, right? The only way, this is a golden nugget, write this down. The only way your team is going to have standards is if you create the standards and lead from the front. They see you, they watch you. These are like your kids. They're not going to do what you say. They're going to do what you're doing. So they're going to follow your example. They're going to follow your example of posting sales in the chat. And how do you do that? How do you structure that? When you show up on Zoom, however much you're texting in the chat, are you actually messaging in the chat? Are you training these guys? Like, seriously, how much you're working, how much you're dialing. So that's really how you create a really good culture. So another thing that keeps agents stuck is thinking that this level right here is a volume game. It's not. You don't have systems in place yet. The thought process of recruiting anybody and everybody rather than creating an environment that you never lose people. That should be the thought process. How do I create an environment? How do I create a comp structure? How do I create an incentive plan? How do I create an environment, a community, a culture that literally nobody wants to leave. Yes, you're going to have some people that leave, but right now, how do I make this the best offer? As Alex Hormozi says, how do I make an offer people feel stupid saying no or saying that they want to leave? How do I create such a good retention offer? All right, this is not a volume play right now, but to get to 100K a month, you need proper systems, you need the structure, you need to pour out into these agents and make sure they are getting paid. The reason why agents churn is because they're not making money. That's just the reality of it. So make sure your agents are at least making or have an opportunity or on pace to be able to make 6 figures per year, or at least have the path to get there, right? So I want to tell you a little bit, like, this is exactly what we do inside our Inner Circle program. I create these structures internally for you. I create the I give you the comp plans that we use internally. I give you the onboarding processes, the end of day reports, like all these things. I give you the course that the agents should go through. I'm going to train your agents internally with my training system. I'll do all this for you. I'll give you the coaching that you need internally in your chat. You just add me to your Slack and I'll coach you on a one-to-one basis to be able to help you with this. I'll install our marketing plan or our marketing system inside so you can generate and actually generate high quality leads, but also have the marketing side completely done for you. We do all that stuff that's inside our Inner Circle program, and then also getting around other like-minded agents that are wanting to grow and scale, and other agency owners as well to be able to grow and scale. And typically is only for people doing at least 50K and above. So if you're not there, keep watching this stuff and get to that spot. And when you do, reach out and let me know. So number 2, most agents can never get out of the personal production hamster wheel. All right. And the reason why is because personal producing and building is one of the hardest struggles you're gonna go through. I had to do this 3 different times because the first 2 times I just couldn't do this successfully. My personal production would drop because here's the thing, you're the manager and you're a producer. You wear 2 different hats and it's hard to balance and it's hard to manage. And so you have to get these 2 to 3 agents to a minimum of income to be able to keep the lights on, pay the bills for you, right? Your overrides, the money that you're making on these 2 agents, you need to make the minimum of whatever you have to do, right? You have to set that number in your head. Hey, I have to have this much money to be able to pay the bills. Even if you have to get underpaid for a little less, just to be able to train and coach and develop and free yourself up to grow and duplicate these agents, do that. Be willing to go into a season of no. You have to make the conscious decision to go through the suffering because this is really hard. And that's why a lot of people will stay stuck, not being able to hit consistent 100K months. So go into the season of no, do everything you can to help these agents succeed, because once they're producing consistently, you'll gain some traction. It'll be easier to bring on 2 more agents because then you have duplicated your success already. Doing it yourself is one thing, but then helping somebody actually duplicate the same results that you've had or come close to it is a whole different animal, because you have to manage personalities. You have to manage everything that you've learned up until this point. You have to help them learn that or develop that yourself. So you have to build 2 businesses at once, right? The business of today, which is personal production, and then the business of tomorrow, which is your team production. So that's why most agents stay stuck in this personal production hamster wheel. So number 3 is the mindset shift from being a solo producing agent to actually becoming a CEO and an owner. Data is everything. All right. Track everything. So as far as the marketing side, here's what you should track: your cost per lead, cost per acquisition, close rate on total leads, contact rate, presentation rate, what ad sets and specific ads are performing the best. So that's on the marketing side. Then on the sales side, so as the CEO, you're wearing these 3 different hats: the sales side, the marketing side, and the CEO, like the owner side. So you have to be in charge of all these things, right? So you're changing your identity from being an agent to an actual agency owner, a CEO. So like on the sales side, are you dialing within 5 minutes? What's your dial to contact rate? What's your contact to preso rate? What's your preso rate to close rate? What's your average case size in AP? These are some things on the sales side that you need to make sure that you're tracking. Make sure that you balance the CEO, CMO, and CSO hats all together. You don't have to be an expert at all of them, but your identity has to change and shift from being that sales guy and the glorified sales guy, because that's what most insurance agents are, just glorified salespeople. But you have to change it from that to a CEO, all right, as a business owner. Be the CEO and understand what is best for the business and how do you grow it yourself. And number 4, become a leader that A players want to follow. Number 1, walk the walk, all right? People respect and are willing to go above and beyond when they feel feel that they're taken care of, when you're going out of your own way to be able to help them, but also when they see you doing the work. For example, you making the dials, you getting hung up on banking or social, you working the weekends, you being able to see the chargeback. Expose the agents to these things. Don't hide it. Don't be that perfect person. I've done that before and it doesn't work. You actually gain more loyalty, you gain more buy-in and more retention on agents if you expose them to how do you handle getting a chargeback. All right, that's number one. Number two, cast a vision that these A players fit into. There's a saying, once an A player doesn't have a clear path to be able to get what they want for the future, they're going to start looking at other options. And they may not leave right away, but they're going to start looking at other options. And in their mind, there's going to be a shift, and it may not be evident outward at first, but there's going to be an internal shift that they're looking for something else, right? So cast the vision that they can fit into. You have to figure out what makes this person tick. Like, why is this person going? I have an agent that he literally does not care about marketing at all. He's like, if you could just focus on the marketing side and you take care of the marketing side and you help me with the marketing side, I don't really care. This person ticks because they just want to focus on sales. They also want to have an opportunity that they can grow into, and also that they know 100% that they have the loyalty, they have the support, and that you're going to fight for them. This is what makes this person tick, right? So it might be something different. This person might want stability. This person might want loyalty. Whatever it is, each person ticks. There's a why behind why they're still with you. So the faster that you can identify that, the better that it's going to be. So why are they staying around? But also observe from their actions, but also what they say is important to them specifically or not. All right. So if they bring in a matter up 5 or 10 different times within a week, they may not specifically say, hey, I need this. But if they keep addressing a certain thing, you should change that. That's important to them. One thing I've learned is people are not going to bring things up because, number one, it's hard. But if they bring it up, it's important to them. Whether they say it or not, note that in your head and constantly be observing. Also, playing for the long term, right? These A players should feel like they are getting the better half of the deal. Like they're getting a steal by working with you. And also in the back of your head, you being like, hey, like they are doing this and they're getting a steal, but I'm able to get this, or I'm playing for the long term, whatever it is, right? So go above and beyond for these people, because what you pay them is 10x what you're going to get for them. A players are just way easier to work with. And if you can get these people rowing in the same direction, your organization is going to be really solid. Find what they want. All right. Identify that. What does their ideal future look like? And always have a path, always have a blueprint, always have the next steps for them to be able to get to that spot. And also reiterate that you are doing XYZ. You're doing the marketing side. You're staying low. You're providing them stability because of XYZ. You want to be able to get them to this spot. You want to help them with that. You constantly have to sell these people back, right? You're not hard closing. It's not anything weird or crazy, but you're just constantly selling them on why they should continue working with you. And then also as a leader, the best leaders that I've worked for, the leader that I aspire to be like, is humble, coachable, and willing to accept feedback. Actually appreciating that and acknowledging that and praising people for giving you feedback, because these people are your eyes and ears when you can't hear, when you can't see. Like when you're off the Zoom room, when you're doing something else, when you're working on something, they're your ears to be able to listen to what's going on. What's the dialogue going on? What did they hear? If they hear something off, going deeper into that and then reporting back to you and letting you know, just so you're able to be aware of that. So you want to welcome that. You want to encourage that. You want to go deeper. You don't want to get pissed off or angry at somebody for giving you feedback and giving you constructive criticism. You just have to handle it and deal with it and be humble, knowing that you aren't perfect. This is a lesson that I've learned, just to praise when somebody does that and acknowledge it and thank it and ask for it. That's another thing too. So this is exactly how you can go from a solo producer to having the CEO mindset and running a business actually like an owner rather than a glorified salesman. And this is what we talk about in our Inner Circle program, where we do 2 group calls per month, where you work one-on-one with me and my team to be able to show you exactly what's working in real time, where we're growing to multiple 6 figures to even into the millions per month. We help you with all that. We have consulting clients, coaching clients that we have internally. They're doing hundreds of thousands, millions per month. And this is what I want to invite you to. If you're not ready to join, no worries at all. Continue watching videos just like this. I encourage you to binge the videos like this as well. And if you're wanting a deeper way to work with me on a free basis, join the Facebook group down below. Link will be in the description. There's no opt-ins, nothing like that. Just click there, join, and and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.